Hello, and welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero TV edition. We're just gonna jump straight into Act 2. I am loving this game so much. Letter. Attention, Lula Chamberlain. Regarding your application. Thank you for your application to the Gaston Trust for Imagined Architectural's annual fellowship. We received a record number of applications this year, over 100 in total, and regrettably we can award only one fellowship position per year. As you know, our review process includes a multi-phase blind committee analysis of portfolio submissions, as well as a careful review by a panel of subject matter experts on each applicant's notability and relevance in the field. We must be extremely selective in our process so as to maintain the standards we have established over our 35 years in operation. Our panel did not select your application. We encourage you to consider reapplying next year. Many young artists and architects reapply for a few successive years before being accepted. Sincerely, Dr. Carl Stone Norden, Architect, Gaston Trust for Imagined Architecture. Okay. Below the printed text is a hastily handwritten note. Sorry for the condescending form letter. Love your work. Unfortunately, I just do the mail here. Your what? What is OBTSVT? Okay, what does Lula do? She throws it in the waste bin. Lula folds the letter up and puts it in her handbag. Because you know what? When you're a creator, when you're an artist, rejection is a part of the process. Doesn't make sense to get upset over it. Instead, just take it as a sign that your work didn't connect with the right person at that moment and keep it moving, all right? Just move along. Anyway, let's open up a folder of writing paper on my desk. Though it's been years since my name appeared in a gallery program, except as an occasional dusty curiosity in a group show or as the impertinent subject of some misguided retrospective, I continue to something gratitude. Yours in situ, Lula. Interesting. Oh, the way that perspective was, it looked like that person was sitting at my desk. And I was like, well, that's bizarre. Also, Carrington. I apologize. I thought you were on the telephone. Are you busy? Just thinking out loud. There's no shame in it. After all, speech is a kind of thought. At our best, we think before speaking, but we rarely think while speaking. So where do our thoughts go, then? It may be that they reverberate out into the room, dissipating in hallways or getting trapped in some resonant corner of... So, my own thoughts are wandering, clearly. I've got a lot on my mind, clearly. Well, I'll come straight to it, then. I know that's not the voice I gave them before, but I'm not really trying to give them voices. The clerk upstairs tells me you've been assigned to my proposal. I've heard nothing in weeks, and I assumed it had been swallowed up by some dragon of administration, but... Lula, my situation is desperate. I have hours. Hours! I must find a suitable venue for my play in time for its surprise debut, or the last decade of my life will have been a vision within a dream, a fragment. Do I want to dash his hopes, or do I want to say I haven't reviewed it? Because I'm remembering, I feel like in the very first episode, I asked this question, if the choice that I choose becomes the truth, or if there's only one truth, and I'm just deciding to evade or be honest about it. Because if this makes it the truth, then that means that she reviewed it and it's impossible. If this makes it the truth, it means that she didn't even do it yet. But if the truth is that it's impossible, then this one would just be a lie. So let's just say this. Of course. I'm sorry to have bothered you, Lula. I'll go now. Oh, Lula, I thought you might like to know. I saw Joseph this evening just after sunset. We sat for a bit, drank some old coffee, and talked about university days. Better days. Maybe for him. Act 2, Scene 1. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. All right. End of the line? Maybe it's still under construction. Well, work seems to have stopped for the moment. Get a good rest in the truck? Yeah, I know you love a drive. I do too, usually. Maybe someone here can point us in the right direction. Yes, looks like they're still open. Must be the night shift. What do you think they do here? When I got my electrician's license, I had to go to this government building in Frankfurt. Kind of low to the ground, a bit older. Didn't really look like this place, I guess, but they all have that same feel. Bureaucracy in the air. Too much concrete. This is weird, but do you think we're inside or outside right now? Both. Huh. Okay, very poetic. Well, maybe someone around here has a better sense of direction. Okay, so I'm at the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Was that a place that I saw in the first episode? Wait, what the heck is going on with my phone? Well, here you are. Better late than never, I guess. Just unload the whiskey over there by the elevator. I'll figure something out. Want to settle a bet? I'm actually pretty busy, but sure, what's up? Can you be both inside and outside at the same time? Wow, okay. Is that like a philosophy thing, or are you just lost? We're just lost. You're lost, so you're not the... sorry, honest mistake. We're supposed to have a little celebration here at the office, but the whiskey never showed up. I saw your truck and thought, but you don't really look like one of the boys from the distillery anyway. What are you celebrating? Oh, the less I understand, the better. When I'm here, I keep the fans turning and the furnace hot and listen for the bell. When I get home, I'm a different person. I don't have to think about it. I just paint. Well, it's clear you're new to this territory. I expect you just mean to be passing through. We're looking for Dogwood Drive. Do you know where that is? Dogwood. Nope. You're going to need to talk to someone upstairs about that. One of the map clerks. But first, we've got to get you in the system, so you'll need an appointment with one of the ingestion clerks. Now, let's see. Rick has booked proofreading drafts all afternoon, and Wanda's out on a site. Let me go make some calls and see if we have anyone free. There's some books over there in the waiting area, or just take a look around. Have we seen our grotesques? Oh, Lord. The television is playing what looks like a nature documentary. A hermit crab scuttles across a beach. Its shell is an awkward shape. It must have once belonged to a different crab. The television is playing a cartoon about a bird. The cartoon bird collects pieces for its nest. A scarf, a plastic shopping bag, a bit of a young girl's hair. The nest is warm, but precariously fragile. What is with the televisions in this game? I'll be back to talk to you in a second, lady. I just want to see if there's anything over to the right. The television is playing an instructional video on an elevator design. It's crucial to maintain proper lighting in an elevator. In the absence of sight, passengers' sense of motion is greatly enhanced. The passengers should never feel as though they're physically ascending or descending. The elevator should create the illusion that the building is flat. This is the mark of a successful elevator design. Well, I always feel like I'm going up or down at the start anyway. But you're right. I can imagine that not being able to see would make the ride feel more feely, you know? The television is playing a closed-circuit security feed of a housing project. The feed switches mechanically between locations: a hallway, a disused plot of grass, a stairwell, a mailbox. The television's playing a silent video of an empty theater. A microphone sits in the middle of the stage. The lights are slightly dimmed. The speakers hum impatiently. All right. Oh, good. I thought you'd left. People can be so impatient, you never know. Well, I have you meeting with Lula Chamberlain. She's a senior clerk and doesn't usually handle the ingestion process, but she's the only one with room on her plate this evening. My schedule says she's on the 5th floor reviewing some diagrams. The elevator is just back to the left there, 5th floor. Boy, I really don't look so good with my leg. 3 books are piled on the table: a service manual for a sewage pump, some architectural plans for a bungalow, and a slim collection of Japanese death haiku. An envelope is protruding from the bottom of the stack. Conway picks up the envelope. The envelope reads Bureau of Secret Tourism. It contains several small, handwritten brochures with ritualistic directions to bizarre locations. Take it. Whoop. In we go. Shannon, shake your butt on in here. She's on the 5th floor, right? Oh, well, you know we're not going straight to the 5th floor. Let's go check out the bears. It's actual bears. That's fantastic. Hi, bears. Anything? You never know when your office needs a floor full of bears. I think it keeps things lively. Are all the bears looking at me? This is bizarre. Okay, let's go to the 1st floor, 2nd floor, 4th, and then 5th. Clerks. Hello? Are you lost? Very much so, yes. Okay, well, let's get you pointed in the right direction then. It's a pretty straightforward process. First, you'll need to get a case number assigned. Talk to Clerk Metstein about that. She's just over there at the end of the room. Happy to help. Okay. Just want to get as much out of each location as I can. Hi, how are you? Fine, thanks. I just need your ingestion card and a list of your last 5 permanent addresses. Ingestion card? Oh, no ingestion card. Okay, that's okay. Just go talk to Clerk Biome first, and he'll get you set up with one. Clerk Biome is just over there in the corner. Happy to help. All right. Hello. Howdy. Here for an ingestion card? No problem. Happy to help. Looks like I'm out, but I know there are some back in the archive. You'll have to put in a special request with Clerk McMillan. She's the document czar. Straight back at the end of the office there, by the file cabinets. Okay. Listen, I know I don't need to do this. I could just go to, Chamberlain, but I want to do this. I want to experience everything I can in this game. Documents request? One ingestion card, please. Happy to help. Please just put your requisition form in the inbox and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Requisition form? Yes, you don't have one? Shouldn't be a problem. They're quite easy to fill out. Just ask Clerk Mestine and she'll get you sorted. Okay, this is actually tickling me. Requisition form, no problem. I'll just need your ingestion card to mark it outgoing in my logbook. I don't have one yet. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, all right. I get it. All right. Second floor. I'm not going to worry about that yet. But see, that tells me what I was suspicious of, that I might have to go back and forth between these floors anyway. So I didn't want to ask where Lula Chamberlain was and go straight up there because I might be able to pick up other stuff along the way. Hi? Can I have some of your coffee? Can I sit down? My leg is smashed, guys. Nobody has anything to say to me? Okay, well, then I shall be going. To the 4th floor! I love the style of this game. I mean, I love this game, but the art style is interesting. Anything? No. Okay, fine. Fine. That's what I get for trying to be thorough. I love classical music. You know, like there are no vocals and no beats. It's just instrumental. Greg is hard at work examining some diagrams, measuring angles with a plastic protractor and occasionally scribbling numbers in a small leather notebook. Can I help you? Don't answer that. Are you Lula Chamberlain? No. You just missed her, actually. She was up here about an hour ago. She's probably back at her real desk now, on the 1st floor. She barely made a dent in these diagrams, must have been distracted. Speaking of which... Oh! So when it was telling me the 1st floor, they did actually mean Lula. I thought they were talking about the last person that I talked to. Never mind. Alright, back to the 1st floor. Now Lula better not go anywhere else because there's only one elevator here. We were on it, which means she wasn't. Having fun in the paperclip labyrinth? Well, you made it eventually. You look exhausted. I'd offer you my seat, but my ankles are turning on me. Arthritis? Dr. Truman says my joints are eroding one another. They've been collaborating for decades. It's only natural they want to kill each other now. Well, enough about my hateful wrists and ankles. This concrete bunker of an office is just a waypoint for you, I'm sure. Where is it you're trying to go? Do I want to talk about the Zero? Let's talk about it. We're having trouble navigating the Zero. Just navigating apropos of nothing? The Zero doesn't work like other roads. You can't just drive and expect to find yourself somewhere. You must be more deliberate than when driving on surface roads. And in a way, much less deliberate. We're looking for Dogwood Drive. Dogwood Drive. That's funny. Do you know I used to live on a Dogwood Drive? This was years ago. A grimy old house. Basement full of insects. Attic full of birds. I had a few roommates. We all worked at the university. I had a dog. I drank whiskey and beer. And made sculptures. But that Dogwood has a surface road. With a name like that, it would have to be. What are you doing on the Zero? My cousin Weaver sent us this way. Your cousin Weaver? Weaver Marquez? I hadn't expected to hear from her again. What does that mean? We used to exchange short emails, just these terse descriptions of things we saw throughout the day. It was sort of a joke between us. But they stopped. I assumed she'd found something better to do with her time. I hope she wasn't in trouble. I lost touch with her so suddenly. I'd recommended she go see some old friends of mine at the university about a new acoustics surveying venture. I often worry she became wrapped up in some tenured professor's quixotic research project. You know the type, gray-haired, intellectual, narcissistic. Well, that is. I guess she sent you here because she respected me. Thought I could help. Weaver's a dear girl, but I'm afraid you've been misled. Excuse me. Just get over yourself. But where's the Dogwood Drive you lived on? Maybe it's the same one? No, it's not possible. The Dogwood Drive I lived on is now called Pale Dogwood Drive. They've renamed all the streets, you see. Too many streets with the same names. It was never a problem before, but now we have these databases and it's all too confusing for the computer. The computer has no sense of ambiguity, so it proclaims an error. Name collisions, they call them. So my dogwood drive is pale dogwood drive, and another might be large leafed dogwood drive or Himalayan flowering dogwood drive, and so on. But one of them is still just dogwood drive, or so we might hope. It's really a matter of consulting records, of which we have an abundance here. Do you have a record of those streets? I expect we must. They'll be up in archives and records, 4th floor. It'll be filed under O for odonyms, probably, or G for generic, or maybe S for specific, depending on which part of the street name was changed. Okay, thank you. Let's go, Shannon. I like this game. It's so mellow. I know some of you are like, oh my god, this game is boring. Yawn, am I right? And I'm like, well, you know what? To each their own. I like it. Damn, this place is a mess. Okay. Take a look through that logbook, I guess. Maybe there's some kind of system. All right. Small logbook has a smart leather cover. A few notes are scribbled on the inside covers. Most pages are just lists of titles, names, and dates. Okay. Inside front cover. Document staff, please do not transfer any more records from the storage until we get the new file cabinets in. We're up to F, and that'll have to do for now. Instruct clerks to focus on activities beginning with the letters A, B, C, D, E, or F, or activities most likely to involve research on subjects beginning with those letters. For example, cars is okay because it involves automotive, driving, brakes, etc. But air quality is not okay because it relates to health, safety, pollution, etc. We're looking for address. So that would fall under A. Page 1. Several documents relating to sporting competition venues were quickly checked out and back in over a period of a few days. Basketball courts, baseball fields, alleys, and parking lots. So that was, what was his name? Carrington. A single set of documents relating to coal mining operations was checked out and back in by several different people within a few hours. Wonder who that was. Failing antique shops folder missing? Listed checked in on page 63, but not present. Check-in, failing antique shops, Monday 3 p.m. Signy, Ed Bjom. Maybe I can go talk to him about that because it might be my antique shop. Nothing? Me neither. Half these boxes aren't even labeled, and the rest are all from the first letters of the alphabet. I couldn't find anything with O, G, or S. Maybe that clerk knows. Yeah, listen, okay? I got it. We're gonna check A for address. I mean, come on, I read the book. Oh, come on. It's not going to let me? Fine. Well, in the meantime, then, let's go talk to Bjom. Nothing? That's unfortunate. Well, they must still be in transit. See, we've only moved into this new venue somewhat recently, and it's all a bit in progress. This was the cathedral not so long ago, can you believe it? And then the Bureau reclaimed it. The old congregation has been directed to one of our storage facilities for their activity. That's where you'll find the street name records, I expect, at the church. Marianne at reception can give you directions. Just come back here when you have the files and we'll begin the necessary paperwork to have the information analyzed. Oh, and while you're out on the road, you might want to stop and see Dr. Truman about your leg. He's a specialist regarding ailments of the joints and limbs, and I know he works nights. His home office is in a small neighborhood on the east edge of Bowling Green. Here's his card. Do stop and see him. That leg is a miserable sight. Take care of each other. Thank you. I want to talk to Bjom. Oh, I guess I can't. Get what you need? Lula said you could direct us to the church. Oh, sure, the old storage lot. Just get back on the 0 and drive until you hit the crystal, then turn around. It'll make sense once you get on the road. You can handle it. Okay. What the fuck? Oh, is this the 0? Oh. The crystal. Oh, weird. How do I get off the 0? The pipe organ? The staircase? The projector? The bell? The tree. Wait, the tree. Oh, I didn't know I made notes, like, ongoing in the quest as well. Secret tourism. That's cool. The Bureau of Secret Tourism, esoteric excursions for the intrepid and curious. All directions start from the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. These tunnels are a series of arterials excavated by runoff from an underground river which long ago evaporated, now the tangled vessel of marooned echoes. Drive clockwise until you reach the feather. Pause for a moment to consider the cave walls, reverse direction, and drive counterclockwise until you hit the birdhouse. Now turn around again. Okay, I get it. Oh, this is cool. I want to do this. Happy hitchhiking, but how do I... 2703015797. Wait, why does it say sleep? Hey, you're looking kind of tired there, old man. Want me to take the wheel for a bit? Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Self-storage? What is that? Act 2, Scene 2. St. Thomas Church. Is that it over there? I don't see any congregation. Maybe it's after hours. Let's see what the janitor knows, I guess. Okay. This is fascinating. Oh, here for the night mass? Something about the phrase night mass creeps me out. I guess it's because it's bringing together nighttime, which can be creepy, and then church, which can be creepy, just because of religious zealotry. Anyway, where's the congregation? I guess this must look pretty strange, a church without a congregation. When they first moved in here, man, this place was packed. They had a mass every night, 2 on Sunday. But it got a bit awkward to fit everyone in, and the numbers quickly dwindled. Once folks started to see it as a thing that was falling apart, they lost their center of gravity and just started wobbling. Then the preacher stopped coming too, but he left his old tapes. Same with the organist, and I found some old acetates in the Bureau archives, photos of people in churches, so I keep it running. You do what you have to, right? Right now we have to find some Bureau documents. Oh, you're from the Bureau. I moved all those documents to Unit C315 to make room for the mass. It's down at the other end of the building, same floor. I need to get the night mass started, but you can borrow my keys. Okay, down at the other end of the building. I'll go. You wait here. Rest your leg. You're looking kind of pale. Nice lady. Well, I'd better get this running. Brendan presses play on an old tape machine. Conway listens to the homily. Just listen to the homily for a minute. There are many days on which we proclaim the value of labor and celebrate the piety of hard working through feast or abstinence, recognizing St. Joseph the worker, who was foster father to our Lord Jesus, and who trained him in carpentry and in the merit of sweat. And this is one such day. On this day, we celebrate with the feast of St. Joseph the worker, and on this day, other workers are also celebrating. Workers who do not attend Mass, or even one like it. Even workers who do not attend a church at all, but who toil with clarity, with dedication, with perspicacity. Who do as we do here in our church, inasmuch as they reflect the activity of God. As we do, they cultivate the earth, and at sundown they call the fruit of their labor very good. Beyond the church, this day is celebrated in remembrance of a violent protest in Chicago, and to honor the 4 martyrs who were unjustly persecuted in its wake, having not only pursued their vocation in their daily labor, but also having pursued their avocation in the form of protest, activism, community building, radicalization, scholarship, and finally martyrdom. Their and our avocation being, as it should be for us all, as members of the church or otherwise, to secure for our fellow workers the right to labor with dignity. So, just as there is no dignity without sacrifice, there is no vocation without avocation. Just as the left eye perceives that which is to the left, and the right eye perceives that which is to the right, and these images are summed, differentiated, and incorporated, and we find in our mind's eye an after-image of divine light, only where love and need are one, and the work is play for mortal stakes, is the deed ever really done, for heaven and the future's sakes. Okay, that's it. Next, there are some rituals that you and I aren't allowed to participate in, I don't think, and I don't remember them anyway. Hi, got it. We were just listening to the sermon. What? I found what we came here to get, the file on street name changes. You don't look good. Let's head back to the Bureau and get this straightened out, and then maybe we should go see the doctor the clerk recommended. I think we'll see the doctor first, because I mean, if I look that bad, you know what I mean? I need to head on to the old dockums. Get myself fixed up. Whoa. That was creepy. And my little legs are left behind. Jesus, are you all right? What the hell? I'm okay. I've got you. You're all right. Shit, your leg is pinned. I'm gonna pull you out. We have to get you out of here. There you go. Okay, are you hurt? Can you put any weight on that leg? It's fine. Just try to stand up. Careful, I'm right here. Damn, don't worry, I've got you. That leg is in bad shape. Wait a minute. Here, let's get you onto the tram. There you go. Now let's see if this thing has power. Hey, old man, look at me. Can you hear me? What happened? I don't know, he collapsed. I think he blacked out. He was mumbling about the old mine for a minute, the old mine where we met. Huh. I think I need to see that doctor, but I also kind of want to listen to another one of the sermons. What the hell are you talking about? We're going to see that doctor the clerk recommended. She hands Brandon the doctor's card. How do we get to this address from here? I don't know. It's pretty tricky going back and forth between, here and there. The bureau's the only way I know. Some of those folks do it all the time. Commuters. Just go back the way you came, find the crystal, and then turn around. Whoa. Okay, great. Let's have him sleep for a bit. You almost went off the road for a second there. Can I take over? Yeah, I don't want him driving at all. Ah, I see. So if I have him sleep, it circumvents me traveling to wherever I'm supposed to go in general. So what I want to do, I want to go to the doctor, but I also want to go to the cool places. Drive clockwise until I reach the feather. Pause for a moment, reverse direction and drive counterclockwise until I hit the birdhouse. Then turn around again and you're almost upon it. To return, simply find the feather again. All right, clockwise until we hit the feather. This is such a dope concept. Feather. Pause, then reverse until I hit the birdhouse. Then reverse again. Tunnels. The tunnels are described as a series of arterials excavated by runoff from an underground river which long ago evaporated, now the tangled vessel of marooned echoes. They're surprisingly large. A distant scratching sound catches Conway's attention from a tunnel leading downwards. Another tunnel runs into the darkness to the left. Conway and Shannon go left. The tunnel widens a bit. The air is cooler here. Conway and Shannon go left. A faint mewing reverberates through the tunnel. Conway and Shannon go left. A small, ragged cat sits on a ledge carved into the wall. Seeing Conway and Shannon, it darts into another tunnel. Cool. All right, so what was the next place? Counterclockwise toward the TV. When you reach the TV, drive clockwise to the antenna. Hold on, all directions start at the bureau, so I have to get back to the bureau. Counterclockwise toward the TV, clockwise to the antenna. Then I turn around again and head just past the barn. Oh, okay, fine. The brochure describes this place as a gallery of mislaid futures, abandoned on lowly highways as American industrial design shifted its gaze to the intangible. It is a large warehouse full of oddly shaped vehicles, blimp-like, rusted vessels, mostly painted in a dull green that has now faded toward brown. No path has been carved to navigate between them, and many have been damaged enough to leave menacing bits of metal running jaggedly through their small, open spaces. It's all a visitor can do to stand at the edge of the building, neck craned, trying to get a glimpse of something. All right, what's the next place? Clockwise to the feather, then come back to the talon. As described in the brochure, these mineral springs radiate with vigor and sweet youth from the pores of the cave walls, its sweet dampness evaporating and then recollecting on the ruddy faces of rejuvenated bathers. The air does have a warmth and fragrance to it that seems to relax the nostrils. Shannon encourages Conway to rest his leg in the water. Conway rests for a while. The water is warmer than it looks and strangely soothing. Think about the night stars. Conway leans his head back, eyes closed. It still feels like night down in the cave, not just the darkness, but the lateness of it. Somewhere on the other side of this rock, the stars are still drifting along indifferently. He remembers some of Charlie's homework from when he first went to college. Charlie was home visiting Lizette and Ira for the weekend, and had some book about astronomy or physics or something, maybe math, watching the relative speeds at which different stars pan across the sky, and using it to determine their distance. Leaving the spring, Conway finds a few small aquatic insects nestled in his pant leg. he leaves them behind. This is fun. Meditation tunnels. Clockwise to the scarecrow, turn around to the pendulum. What is this? Deja vu. That's odd. What? Just, deja vu. Same here. I always feel kind of embarrassed when that happens, like I'm in a play, but I don't know my lines. Oh well. Weird. I guess I just happened to find that experience. What the fuck? What the hell was that? Am I still going in the right direction? Oh, pendulum, yeah. And then it said reverse again, right? There we go, tunnels. The brochure for these mossy tunnels recommends taking them as a site for meditation, an introspective labyrinth through which to walk one's concerns slowly, like a breathing exercise. A narrow tunnel extends to the right, and another to the left. Well, I went left in the last one, so let's go right. Conway and Shannon go right. Conway and Shannon crawl on hands and knees through a slick passageway. The moss is glowing more brightly now. A narrow tunnel extends to the right, and another to the left. Conway and Shannon enter a cramped passage. A narrow tunnel extends to the right, and another to the left. The moss begins to glow. Conway and Shannon step out into a large open room. The glow of the moss is almost blinding. Very interesting. I don't know why I felt compelled to have them close their eyes instead of continuing. But you know what? I just go with what my instinct is telling me, and maybe when I'm editing these, I'll understand where my head was at. In the meantime, was that all the locations? No, the Deep Valley. Counterclockwise to the bottle, and still. What the brochure calls an epic laceration to the very heart of the world, certainly left by some great power, perhaps a casualty in a battle between God and dinosaur, is more of a rocky valley separating the road from a sheer cliff face. It's difficult to see how deep it runs, as the rock slopes into shadow, but the few dozen lanterns strung across at an interval suggest its scale. Larger than a basketball court, but smaller than a financial district. All right. Act 2, Scene 3. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. I think I'm going to end this here because I'm hoping it actually saves. I feel like I do see autosave icons at the bottom right sometimes, but I don't see them all the time. So I get very nervous with games like this, especially about my progress. But man, this game it's weird and fascinating, and those are the two things that drew me to it, so I guess I'm getting exactly what I wanted. So when we come back, we're going to try to get me to the doctor so he can see about my leg. Maybe it'll speed me up a little bit. But yeah, anyway, I'm intrigued by this. I'm really curious to see how this trucks along. Doesn't seem like it's that long of a game, but boy, it's got a lot of density to it, and that's what I like out of my games. I like density. And if you like density, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, support me on Patreon at the $1 tier or higher, and I'll be back very soon with another episode of Kentucky Route Zero.